Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 8th, 2024, and Barcelona are very close to finalizing the contract renewal with Nike. Also, Chelsea have reached an agreement in order to sign Estevao Willian, otherwise known as Messinho. And finally, Barcelona have reached an agreement to renew Pau Cubarsi. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and I do apologize for not doing the live podcast today. I was very sick. I had a fever all day. I am feeling a little bit better, so I decided to take advantage of that and bring you this live video to keep you up to date on all the Barcelona news. This is not a podcast, so I'm not going to be addressing the chat section live. Now, I did do a live video like 5 minutes ago. There's a lot of great news in there about Barcelona playing in 2 stadiums next season. The replacement of Lewandowski's and Xavi Simons' special clause that would allow him to come to Barcelona. So make sure to check it out. Anyways, having said all of that, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Now, let's begin with the news because Barcelona are hoping to finalize the Nike contract renewal during this month. Now, as you know, Barcelona have been negotiations with Nike to extend the contract between both parties. It's going to be a 10-year contract renewal where Nike are agreeing to pay Barcelona a lot more than what they were paying them under the previous contract negotiated by the crook, the thug, Josep Maria Bartomeu. And under this new contract, Nike would pay Barcelona around 120 million euros per season fixed. And there's rumors that once you add variables, so for example, if Barcelona reach certain milestones, I don't know, they win Champions League, they win La Liga, etc. Once you add the variables, it can go up all the way up to 190 million euros per season, a huge, huge difference than the 35 million euros that they were paying Barcelona per season under the contract that Bartomeu negotiated. And of course, Nike would also pay Barcelona 100 million euros signing bonus, which would be paid immediately as soon as the contract is signed, and that would solve Barcelona's financial fair play, allowing Barcelona to reach the 1-to-1 rule this summer, which means that Barcelona would be able to sign players freely without any restriction. Now, it's reported that the contract will also have 2 more benefits that we did not know from before, which would be that Barcelona would receive benefits from online commerce and from manufacturing their own Barca lines, because Barcelona does do special lines that they manufacture, some vintage jerseys, for example. They have the Johan Cruyff line. So Barcelona would receive benefits from both the online commerce and from designing their own lines. It's something that Barcelona did not get under the previous Nike contract. Now, Barcelona are expected to sign a contract this month, May 2024, which of course is great, great news because, again, it would mean a huge boost in Barcelona's revenues and also the fact that Barcelona would reach the 1-to-1 rule for sure this summer transfer market, allowing Barcelona to navigate the market with a lot more freedom. Now, speaking of the market, I do have bad news because Messinho has reached an agreement to sign with Chelsea. Now, Chelsea have been in hot pursuit of Estevao Willian, otherwise known as Messinho. In fact, they did send a delegation to Brazil. They've been trying to sign him for quite some time. Of course, Messinho was insisting for the longest time that he wanted to join Barcelona and Barcelona only, but it seems that Chelsea have won the race. They have beaten clubs like PSG, who were also very interested in the player. They have beaten clubs like Real Madrid, who joined the race a little bit late. They tried to inquire, but then they realized that the talks were very advanced between Messinho and Chelsea, and therefore Chelsea will now be signing Messinho for around 30 to 35 million euros, which is much less than what we had been told. We had been told that Messinho would cost around 60 million. It seems that Chelsea will pay around 30 to 35 million euros. Now, of course, Messinho will not be able to arrive in Chelsea until summer of 2025, which is when he turns 18, because as you know, under FIFA rules, players cannot make a jump to Europe until they are 18 years of age, and Messinho will turn 18 in the summer of 2025. Now, Barcelona had been tracking Messinho for quite some time. They were interested in signing him, but of course, as I reported many times before, he was not a priority for the club because he played on the right wing, which is where Lamine Yamal plays. Barcelona were not looking to make a big spending on a youngster where they already had their own Lamine Yamal, who, did not cost the club anything. Also, even though Messinho has been switching more as an attacking midfielder as of late, Xabi has been wanting a pivot for the longest time, and Barcelona have limited resources on who they can sign, so they were prioritizing a pivot, a player for the pivot. And also, he was not really a priority because if we were to sign an attacker, Xabi would like an experienced attacker, someone with more experience. We're seeing what's happening with Vitor Roque, where Xabi does not think that Roque is yet ready to assume the position of center forward. Now, the interesting thing is that, speaking of Roque, we're never going to know whether this is why Messinho has decided to join Chelsea, because as of last week, Chelsea were very close to signing him, but Andre Curie communicated to Barcelona that Messinho was still wanting to go to Barcelona, but now it seems like he has changed his mind. He has decided to join Chelsea, so we will never know whether this change of mind came as a result of the whole fiasco with Vitor Roque, with the talks of sending Vitor Roque out on loan. He might have seen that and said, well, why am I going to go to Barcelona if they can end up sending me out on loan? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe not. We'll never know. But it's definitely an interesting change in this whole situation where Messinho wanted to come to Barcelona, was insisting on Barcelona for the longest time, and now it seems like he will be going to the Premier League. Now, one player who will be signing with Barcelona, not signing in the technical sense here, is Pau Cubarsi, because Barcelona have reached an agreement to renew our La Masia jewel, our defensive jewel, Pau Cubarsi. Now, the last time Pau Cubarsi renewed with the club was in the summer of 2023. He agreed to sign until the summer of 2026, 3-year contract, because as you know, when you're under 18, you cannot sign long contracts. And he does have a 7 million euro release clause, which of course is incredibly low for a player with his potential, with his skills. And as a result, many clubs have been circulating, trying to see if they can snatch him away. And Barcelona had began negotiations with the player to extend his contract, increase his salary, and most importantly, increase his release clause to prevent any clubs from taking him away, because Barcelona do want to secure all their young talent, like Lamine Yamal, Hector Ford, Marguiu, etc., all players that Barcelona have either renewed or working on renewing. Now, the news is that Barcelona have reached the agreement with Cubarsi to extend the contract. He will sign a 5-year contract starting in January 2025, because again, if you're under 18, you cannot sign long contracts. Cubarsi is set to turn 18 January 2025. As soon as he turns 18, he will put pen to paper, sign a 5-year contract, which would tie him up to the club until 2030, if I'm not mistaken. And his salary at first will be around 1.5 million euros per season, but it is an ascending contract where his salary will continue to rise with every season. We don't have the exact figures because Barcelona still have to, of course, play around with the numbers because of the financial fair play. But just know that Cubarsi has agreed to renew. The agreement has been reached. The contract has been negotiated. Everything is good to go. And Cubarsi will stay with us for another 5 years. Now, really quick, I do want to mention this. I know it's the end of the video, but I've talked about how Barcelona need to finish second in La Liga, not only because they need to qualify to the Spanish Super Cup, which would mean that Barcelona would earn 6 million euros automatically just for participating in the Spanish Super Cup, but it's now been revealed that if Barcelona finished third instead of second, they would also lose on 7.5 million euros in TV rights, because the first place in La Liga gets a certain amount of money from TV rights, second place gets less, third place gets less. If Barcelona were to finish third instead of second, they would lose on 7.5 million euros from La Liga in TV rights, plus the 6 million euros from not participating in the Spanish Super Cup. So we're talking about almost 14 million euros that Barcelona are in dire need of. So that is why the club need to absolutely finish in second place rather than third. We'll see if Xabi will be able to accomplish that. Hopefully, I have my doubts, but hopefully I am wrong. But anyways, that is all the news for tonight. I'm going to go back to bed feeling better, but I'm still pretty tired. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. And as always, peace, Cubarsi.